If you want to take your spring roll game to another level, then you need to try out this recipe. From the filling to the wrap, so yummy, so delicious, very crispy. Welcome to the sumptuous side of YouTube. My name is Teresa Metuka and you're highly welcome to my channel today. So the first thing you want to get started is your wrap. So into my bowl, I cracked in 1 egg, added some vegetable oil and room temperature water. I mix this together and then I add in my all-purpose flour. Please ensure that you sieve in your flour. This is to remove impurities that might be in the flour. Then the next thing you want to add to give your batter that very smooth texture and also to add some crunch to your spring roll wrap is corn flour or cornstarch in some country. Add in a pinch of salt and mix everything up together until you have a very smooth lump-free batter. So even though you're following my measurements, but please ensure that you check your batter well. Your consistency of your batter should not be thin and it should not be thick. So it should be in between the two, thick and thin. So this is the texture at which your batter should be. Yes, this is exactly the texture at which you want your batter to be. So the next thing you want to do is to heat up a non-stick pan. It is so important for you to use a non-stick pan. If you don't have a non-stick pan, you can make this. So make sure you are using a very quality non-stick pan. And first you need to do, like I said, heat up the pan. The pan should not be overly hot, but it should be hot. Even when you put your hand on the pan, it should hurt you. You know that you've hit the pan, but it should not be too hot that when you put your pan on it that will burn. You know you want it to be hot but not overly hot. And then you're going to get a brush. This is a pastry brush, and then use it to pick up your and brush around the pan in a circular motion for you to make your spring roll wrap as you're seeing in this video. Do not go overboard with this. Just a little of the batter, just take it out and brush around the pan until everywhere is filled up, but don't go overboard again by adding too much batter. Just like 3 or 4 scoops of the batter, you are good to go. Then just try as much as possible to fill up empty spaces in order for you not to have tears in your wrap. If you're coming across my video for the first time, it's good to have you here. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications to get notified when I drop new video. So after doing this, the next thing you want to do is to place this on fire on medium heat and let this dry out. It is so important. Make sure this dries out completely before moving to the next process. A very special thank you to my returning viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your all your comments, all your shares. Thank you so much. God bless you. Lots of kisses and love from me to you. This could take in between a minute or less to dry up, but please be careful. Allow this to dry up completely before taking out from the pan. If you don't, you are going to just mess up the wrap. You will see some part of it is going to stick to the pan, and that's not what you want. So you want to ensure that this dry out first before you peel off. Or also, do not even wait, don't spend too much time for it to dry out, so that it doesn't dry, for it to dry completely, so it doesn't dry out and become so flaky. So you just want it to dry. You can see it from here, it's already peeling from this side, from the front side. So it's just the back side that is remaining for it to completely dry out. So just be patient. In just a minute or less than that, it will dry out and you are good to go. So we are almost there right now. So just in some minutes, in some seconds, this will be ready. So just gently peel this off, and here you go, you have your spring roll wrap. Before you apply the next wrap, make sure you have a very clean dry towel and just use it to clean the pan in order for the residue of the other wrap not to be inside it, and then just allow the pan to just rest for some seconds before adding the next batter. If your pan is too hot and you add the next batter, everything will just mash up together and it will be a waste. So just few seconds for the pan to just cool off, just few seconds, and that's it. And apply the batter around the pan. Make sure you are not adding too much. Just a brush, like you can see here, is what I'm taking, and just little butter is what I'm adding, and just try and fill up empty spaces, and that's it. Allow this to dry and you have gotten your spring roll wrap. You can also use the same wrap to make samosa too, but this video today this video is just for spring roll. So that's all I'll be talking about in this video, spring roll. So I have all the videos. You can check my other previous video, how to make samosa and spring roll wrap. So many methods to make samosa and spring roll wrap. So I have this in my other previous video. So I'll be dropping the link at the description box below, so you can go there and check those videos out. If you have any question regarding for this video, do not forget to just drop it at the comment section. I will definitely respond to it. The brush I'm using is called a pastry brush. It is very strong and it works very well with this spring roll wrap, making a spring roll wrap. So you can get this at a cake store or any other store that sells pastry brush. So just make sure that what is on it is pastry brush, so you can get that to use for your wrap. Repeat the same process until you're done with all the batter. So when you're placing, this part should face like this, please. So this side should face like this, and you should place it in a plate, like in a towel. Here should face here. Don't place it like this. Place like this, please. Place like this, so that your other one will not stick to it. If you place like this and put your other one, they're going to stick together. So when you place like this, they won't stick together. So I wanted to know that this wrap can dry out quickly. So make sure you get a towel or a parchment paper, and make sure you are placing this in a towel or parchment paper, just like the way you were seeing in this video. And just the way I explained previously, make sure that you place it the other way around so that they don't stick together. As you can see easily, I am flipping this over, I'm bringing it out the wrap. If I've placed it the other way around, they're going to stick together, and my dear, you cannot use this to make any spring roll. Very, very important. This dries out very quickly, so please cover up each time. Make sure this is properly sealed. Very, very important. I cannot even emphasize this, but it is so important. So after that, I've done with my wrap. My wraps are ready. So the next thing I want to do is to make my filling, and in here I have chicken. So I'm making use of chicken, and this is the chicken breast, so this boneless chicken. I just want to cut this into very, very tiny not strip. I want to cut it very finely, as if you're making a minced chicken. So you can also get minced chicken as well, or you can use your food processors to also make it into a minced form. If you don't have food processor, just use your knife, just the way I'm doing here, but this can take a lot of time. You want to chop this very, very finely. Just the way I'm doing in this video is the way that you should cut your chicken in order to have that minced chicken. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, I'm not going to lie. It can take you, depending on the size of your chicken, to up to like 30 minutes or 20 minutes in order for you to get that very minced form of chicken. So this is a call for us to go and get food processor. So if you don't have food processor like I don't, so go and get food processor, or if you don't mind, you can just cut it. You can just do it the way I did. So the next thing I'm getting ready is my vegetables. And in here, I'm just chopping up some yellow pepper. Like I always say in my video, when I'm cutting pepper, it doesn't really hurt me because I know how to do with it. But please, yeah, make use of your blender and just blend this roughly. This is just yellow pepper. And then the next thing I'm cutting in some tomato. So there are different type of filling, that different types of spring roll filling. So this is another type. Like I said previously, I have so many samosa and spring roll filling and videos, so you can go and check those ones out. They are different filling from this one. This filling is another, and this filling is so yummy, it's so delicious, and it's very easy to make. So what I just cut is my tomato. I just cut it finely. So make sure you cut all the vegetables you're using finely. This is not the time to cut anything in strip. You want to cut it very finely, because if you don't, it's going to affect when you are rolling up your spring roll. So make sure your vegetables are cut very well. Do not forget to give this video a like and comment below. I will really love to hear from you. Like I said, if you have any question, do not hesitate. Drop your question at the comment section below. So once that I'm done with some of the prepping, so the next thing I want to do is make the filling. So into my saucepan, I just added vegetable oil, but please do not go overboard with the oil. You don't want an oily filling. It seems like the oil is much, but trust me, it's not, because I'm using like kind of a whole lot of chicken here, so the oil is going to balance up. So you just want to press this until everything has scattered thoroughly. You can see that I almost got the minced form of chicken. Yes, I did that. So into this, I just added my spices, and I used coriander, oregano, and salt. Like I always say, you can use your favorite spices. So the spices I use work so well with this chicken. So just make use of whatever spices you're comfortable with. You mustn't necessarily follow the spices I use, but I will recommend that you do. So you want to make sure you fry this or cook this until it is a bit golden brown. And in here, I added some cooked beef. So you can decide to skip the beef or add beef. My beef, like I said, is already cooked. This is not raw beef. This is cooked beef. So just allow this to just cook for just 2 minutes and bring down. Heat up very little oil and then add in finely chopped onions, garlic, and ginger. Saute for some seconds and add in the chopped tomato and pepper. Mix up together. Let it just fry for just 2 or 8 minutes, and then add in your bell peppers and let this also fry for just 8 minutes. So in my spices, I made use of seasoning cube, coriander, and curry. So please do not go overboard, especially with the seasoning cube and salt. So in here, I did not add any salt because I don't want this to be salty at all. This filling is very easy and you can just go off with it if you use too much salt or seasoning cubes. So just make sure you are using very minimal seasoning cube or salt in making this. So I just added my chicken, mix up together very well until everything is well combined. So we don't want our filling to be too dry or too soggy, so just add just a drop of meat stock. You can use chicken or beef stock, or you can just use water as well. So just mix everything together until everything is well combined and let it just cook for just a minute and bring down, and your filling is ready. Scoop the filling out into another bowl. Just allow it to cool down before moving to make your spring roll. So I'm just cutting the dry part of this. So make sure you cut the dry part of your wrap. So everywhere that you feel like is dry, just cut it off. You can also fry this part that you're cutting off. It is so crunchy. It is so delicious. Just try it out and let me know how it turned out to be. I promise you it's so tasty. And then add the filling. So I'm using egg wash to serve as my seal up bond. So you can decide to use flour and water to seal it up, but I'm using egg wash, that is just whisked egg, to just form as my glue to seal up my wrap. So I don't want to talk much here, so I wanted to just watch and enjoy as you can see the way I'm wrapping this. So if it's not necessary for me to say anything, I will just say it, but right now let me just allow you to watch and see how to wrap your spring roll. Like I said, if you have any question, do not hesitate. Just drop your question at the comment section below. I will definitely answer. So the next thing I want to do is to fry this up. So heat up some oil. So this is not important, but if you want a very crunchy spring roll, just dust up with some flour and corn flour. This will make your spring roll very crunchy, but you can just fry this without doing this. So just dust off the excess flour and corn flour from this and fry in hot oil until golden brown. Please ensure that your oil is not too hot so that you don't end up with overly brown spring roll. So just make sure that your oil is at the right temperature, not too hot and not too cold, just the right temperature. So remove the oil from fire before frying the next batch so that you don't add it at once and it just fry and the spring roll doesn't cook inside. So here we have it. Our spring roll is ready. So the sauce I'm using for this is just some, so I will just put the list here. That's the sauce I use in making this. You can feel it, so crunchy, so delicious. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on your post notification, subscribe if you haven't, that what I've said before, but like and comment below. Do not forget to share this delicious recipe. Catch you later. Lots of kisses.